Hi, my name is Kim. I'm an occupational therapist in the school system in New Orleans, and as has happened in a lot of places in the country, we have been sent home from school, and I know a lot of people are finding themselves as homeschool parents now, and maybe some of you are finding yourselves homeschool therapists also. And I haven't seen a whole lot of resources for people who might have kids with special needs who would like a little extra help for your kids. So I wanted to go through some different things that we might be working on in OT at school that we're missing out right now. Disclaimer, I am an OT, but I am not probably your medical professional or your doctor. So if you have any questions, you should direct them to your therapist if they're specific about your child. So, all right, so today I wanted to talk about pencil grasp. So that's a big thing that we're working on, and a big thing that I get a lot of questions about is how do we get these kids to hold their pencils right? So first I want to just show you some different little information about different pencil grasps that we see. So the pencil grasp that we want to see is called a tripod grasp. That's a grasp that most kids use, right? That's the ideal pencil grasp. But sometimes we see kids using like 4-finger grasp like this. That's okay. That's a functional pencil grasp. If your kid's doing this, I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't try to change it. They probably just need a little extra support, and that's okay. Sometimes we see kids do a thumb wrap. That's okay too. I don't try to mess with kids who are doing that. Actually, all 3 of my kids do this, and I don't know why, but they're fine, and I'm not messing with it. And so those are some of the different pencil grasps that we see. Sometimes we also see, especially in younger kids like 3 and 4-year-olds, you might see a grasp like this where the kid has their palm down like that. That's okay for a little kid. It's a premature pencil grasp. So if we see that in a little kid, it's okay. We're going to slowly see them start to change it up, and that's all right. But if we're seeing an older kid doing that, then I might start trying to mess with it a little bit and facilitate a better tripod grasp. With some other grasps that we see, sometimes we see like a palmar grasp like this. I don't like that. When I start seeing a palmar grasp, we want to start working on that. Sometimes I see kids using all of their fingers up the pencil or doing weird things like this. I don't like that either. So if I start seeing this, then we definitely want to get in there and work on getting one of those functional pencil grasps. Okay, so now you have some information about what kind of pencil grasps we see. I'm going to give you some activities to maybe start working on facilitating a good pencil grasp. Can have a break. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some ideas of activities we can use to help work on pencil grasps. So this is something my kids and I were doing last week. So it was St. Patrick's Day, well, almost. I like to do coins in a bank. And look, this is like a little tub. I just cut the top out of it, and I got some little coins from the dollar store. Or you can use like quarters, if you want. So when we put coins in a bank, though, they can't use their whole fist. They can't use, some weird grasp. They sort of have to pinch it, so it really makes them have to try to pinch it. So we were doing that last week. That's a fun activity. Another activity we like to do is we like to do some clothespins, of course. OTs love clothespins. But why? Because, look, we have to use our little pinchers to put our clothespins on. And I like these. I got these for Valentine's Day because it does cue the kids to really pinch the top like that. But you don't have to have these kind, You can just get a regular clothespin, or you could put a little sticker on the top to really cue them to put it on. We like to put them on a container, and then we can take them off. They have to use 2 hands to do that, so that if you have a kid who maybe isn't showing if they're right-handed or left-handed, we like to do that because then they have to stabilize with one hand, and they have to choose one hand to use to put the clothespins on. So that's a fun activity that we were doing to work on our pincher grasp. Okay, and another activity we like to do to work on pincher grasp is to do some tweezer activities. This is a fun one that I got on Amazon. And look, we have our little tripod grasp when we're doing our tweezer activities. But if you don't have one of these, then you can just use regular tweezers that you probably have at your house. These are kind of small, but kids can use those too. You can pick up little pom-pom balls, pick up some cereal pieces. My kids that I work with like to do these fun little erasers that I just got at the dollar store. We can pick them up and put them in, and they like to do those because they're really colorful. They like to sort them, and I can usually get them to do that activity and really work on that pinch or grasp. That's another fun one because they have to hold and pinch, and so they have to choose a hand. Yeah, so those are kind of some of the fun things that OTs have in our toolbox to work on pinch or grasp. And then people are always asking me, like, what kind of pencil are we using for kids who are working on their pencil grasp? So this is what they always give the pre-K and kindergartners, but if we have a kid who's not quite developed their pencil grasp yet, then I don't want to give them a big pencil because they do this. So I want to try to get moving away from doing that kind of grasp. So I might give them a little golf pencil, because look, anything little like this, I like to give them any kind of little pencil, because then they can't grasp it. Then they can't even see what they're doing. And they see that, so then they start doing more of a pinch or grasp. So I'll give them a little golf pencil sometimes. Handwriting Without Tears has cute little like flip crayons, and they're really small, and they have like one color on each side. But if you don't have that, like I don't even have mine with me, so that's okay. We're gonna make this regular crayon be a little crayon. Don't do that in front of your kid because they get mad at you when you break their crayons. But if you just give them some little crayons, then that really helps. That's my favorite thing to facilitate a pinch or grasp and a tripod grasp. So we have little crayons, little pencils. I have these little markers. These are my favorite markers if we're doing markers because they really have to pinch them. And especially little kids, I like a fatter marker like that. So we are doing that activity. If you're doing tablet, a lot of kids have writing activities on their tablet. I ordered these on Amazon. They're just a little stylus. So the kids are really working on holding the stylus well when they're doing their handwriting activities on the tablet. So those are some more little tools, different kind of pencils that you might want to use if you're working on developing a pencil grasp. Okay, give me a break. Okay, so now that I've given you some ideas of different pinch or grasp activities we can do, I want to give you one activity that you can work on this week. This is our rainbow that I was going to do with my kids at work this week, and we didn't get to do it, but it's nice and festive. It's springtime. So also positioning. So sometimes people ask me about, positioning and where the kids should be working, and I like to give them a little slant board if we're working on doing our tripod grasp or pencil grasp. But we don't have a slant board here, but look, we have a little binder. So I'm just gonna stick our activity on the little binder, and that's helping our kids puff their wrist up and have a good pencil grasp when they're working. So this is our rainbow activity we were gonna do this week. So the good thing about this activity is you can grade it up or grade it down. You can make it a little bit harder or make it a little bit easier. So my kids who are a little bit higher and they're working, really working on their fine motor skills, then I'm going to let them do it by themselves. Give them the red marker, or sometimes I'll say, do you know what color comes first? And a lot of them know the colors of the rainbow, so they know they got to get their red marker. And I'll have them try to stay inside the road and make you a red rainbow. And we don't want to go outside of the lines, so they really want to try to stay inside the road. If a kid is not quite there yet, then I'll do it first. I'll demonstrate it and then give them the marker. I like to give it to them in the middle so that they have to choose which hand they're going to use. They might pick it up funny, and then I'll kind of try to help fix it. And then I'll let them try to trace on top of mine. Okay. And then we're going to do each color in the rainbow and do every single one. Sometimes they get kind of crazy, but it still looks really pretty because it's a rainbow. And then we get to do the clouds. I usually do cotton balls for the clouds, but I don't have any cotton balls at my house. So we're just going to play with these little cotton pads and do that. But I like cotton balls because the kids can pinch them. See, we're working on our pincher grasp. They can kind of pull them apart. I like the sensory input that they're getting from feeling that texture as they pull it apart. And then we're going to glue it onto our cloud. I got these little glues just from Walmart. And look, when we're doing our glue, we are working on our pincher grasp. But if you don't have that kind of glue, then you can do a glue stick, or you can do a regular, regular thing of glue. I like doing liquid glue because when they stick it on, they have to stick their fingers all in it, get their fingers kind of messy. Sometimes the cotton ball comes off on their fingers. That kind of freaks them out, but it's good for them. Get a little freaked out. And then we can do our other cloud, pull it apart, pinch it, and we stick that one on. So I'm gonna put the picture of the rainbow up if you want to try to print off a picture of the rainbow. And hopefully you guys have a little activity that you can do this week for your kid, with your kids who are working on pincher grasp, working on pre-writing skills of tracing those lines, working on identifying their colors, and also give a little sensory input in those cotton balls.